Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Another Wednesday, another hump day, another dollar, getting in the way of a hundo. But guess what? We're still here for the Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 370. I didn't look it up. 373. I think we're three. Yeah.
I think it's 373.
373. The podcast that will never die. So, Mike, have you been getting a lot of shit on your review of Fall Guy?
No, man. I haven't gotten any shit.
Oh, because a lot of critics really did not like that movie, and people are not going to see it, and I think that's a shame. I really, really liked that movie.
No, man. I told everybody to see it. Mags went and saw it, and she loved it, dude. Loved it.
Did she have to go by herself?
She did.
That's sad.
Well, it's just the way it is right now.
Can you make your children grow faster?
I do want to do that, and at the same time, I don't, because sometimes they're kind of cool, and soon they're not going to be very cool.
Before you know it, they're going to be hating you and crashing your car.
That's right. That's right. We'll have to pick them up at the police station. It's just going to be great.
Well, dude, if they follow in our footsteps, yeah. We're not allowed to talk about that. I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has not run out on the things that Mike and I have done in our childhood, even though it's been 25 years plus. So we're just going to move on. Mike, this week, Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 373, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I purposely did this. I did not see the new trilogy. I still have not seen the new trilogy. I just went and watched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm going to give my opinion from that perspective. Mysterious Mike Talent has seen the new trilogy. He's going to give his opinion from that perspective. But before we get there, Mike, why don't you break it down?
All right, Matt. So this movie was directed by Wes Ball, written by Josh Friedman, based on characters created by Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver. And this movie is starring Owen Teague, Freya Allan, Kevin Durand, Peter Macon. And this is many years after the reign of Caesar. A young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike.
All right, Mike. So first opinions on this film. Beautiful. Some of the best CGI I've ever seen next to the new Avatar. Absolutely incredible. The apes look real. The facial expressions are amazing. Just wow. What a pretty film.
For sure, Matt. The CGI on this is amazing. It's done by our friends in New Zealand, Weta, Weta, I think. And they're the people that have done the Avatar movies and the Lord of the Rings movies. And they're amazing. And I was in awe of some of the special effects, dude. I don't know how they did some of the stuff. Without giving away too much, I'm just going to say there's a scene where there's some ash on one of the characters, and I was like, wow, that looks really, really good. All that fur and everything. I don't even know how you would do that.
Painstaking hours, or maybe AI. Maybe they're starting to implement AI with it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I was blown away. I really was, because, Mike, from my understanding, how they did this film is very much like how they did Avatar, where they had actors in suits and they had dots on their faces and they acted the role. They were replaced with an ape later on in the future in CGI, but they were physically acting just like Avatar.
Yeah, they were acting, and I think they were in places, so it wasn't like a blue screen. That really was like the background wherever they shot the movie. I'm not sure where they shot it, but so I think that helped add to the grandness of this movie. So It was a very grand movie. Now, Matt, you're opening up with the CGI, so that makes me wonder, what do you think about the rest of the movie? Like, how do you think the story is?
Well, I just opened up with the CGI because I think that's the best part of the film. The story I thought was lackluster. I didn't think it was terrible, but it's kind of like a Lord of the Rings style kind of film, a travel film where someone's searching out, trying to, I don't want to spoil the film, but trying to get to a place and find his people, basically. But he's kind of doing it on his own, and it's not as well put together as like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Oh, you know what? It is kind of a Lord of the Rings. I guess a journey, a quest, kind of like.
Yeah, good. That's a good way of putting it. A quest film. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really think about that until right now. So yeah, it's a quest film.
Well, I'm sorry I broke you. I again, I'm not familiar with the new trilogy. I didn't have any problems with the characters. I thought they were really decent. Noah as the main character, I thought was pretty interesting, pretty intriguing. It gets kind of slow at times. Really loved Kevin Durand as Proximus Caesar. Fantastic villain. Lot of fun. Charismatic. Smart. But I have to say my favorite character of the whole thing was Raka, played by Peter Macon from the Orville. That ape and the way he portrayed him and the way he talked was just fantastic. So much fun.
All right. Very, very, very cool, Matt. Yeah, the acting was good. The scripts, it's just okay, I guess. But
definitely not okay. It was mediocre at best.
Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to ask you, Matt. I was so
Is this a spoiler, Mike?
No.
Okay.
Speaking of Fall Guy, right? Like I went and saw Fall Guy, and it wasn't that busy. Awesome movie. Everyone should go see it in the theaters. A lot of fun. I went to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and it's full.
Was it?
There were people everywhere, and I'm like, for this movie, but not the last movie? I was a little bit like dumbfounded. Now, the CGI in this movie is really like, I mean, Avatar is probably only one that's even on par. I don't know, man. Like this CGI is amazing.
You think it's better than Avatar?
No, I don't think so, but it's up there, right? It's really well done, right?
I think for me it goes Avatar, Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes, because Avatar was not just like the characters; it was also the scenes, and I'm sure a lot of the scenes in this were added to. But like you alluded to earlier, a lot of it they actually did shoot at these places, so that makes it a little bit easier from the CGI standpoint.
Yeah. So, I mean, but other than that, I mean, I guess this movie was a little long. I mean, it dragged in a few places. It did kind of have like, this quest that we had to get through, and we had to meet some different folks along the way, and we had to get a little exposition, which is fine. But, I don't know. It was an interesting journey because this movie is supposed to take place several generations after the last trilogy. So it's kind of just a fresh start, Matt. Like, did you feel any behind really by not knowing too much? I mean, I felt like they explained as much as they needed to.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't. I felt like I understood most of it. I understand that Caesar was a large figure from the last trilogy. He united the humans and the apes or something, and people basically saw him almost as like a god, at least in this new world. So I did watch some interviews with like the director, not a lot, but a couple here and there, just because when they say many generations, I'm like, was that like ape generations? Is that like human generations? Like what? The director got kind of specific. He estimated it's between 300 to 400 years since Caesar's rule, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it.
Life, I guess.
Caesar's life, yes. Since Caesar's passing. And so I don't feel that not seeing the other films took away from this one, honestly. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But as far as the length of the film, yes, it's too long and too much exposition, but they kind of had to, Mike, because it's all new characters. 100%.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't feel like maybe there was too much. I just feel like there's maybe too many scenes, maybe too much stuff happened, but
I feel there was too much. I thought it was too long. I think if they could carve this down to under 2 hours, it would be a lot better film.
Yeah. I'll
talk about that when we get into spoilers. There's a major thing that kind of I didn't like either, but we'll talk about that in spoilers.
Okay. All right. Well, the I guess, Matt, I think it's that time of the pod where I ask you, what are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Well, thanks, Mike, for asking. I am just drinking what I affectionately call fridge beers. Obviously, all my beers go in the fridge, but these are just beers that have been around. I haven't seeked anything new out, but I'm just drinking a Shiner Bock because I still have like a case of them.
Oh, okay, dude. Shiner Bock, awesome, dude. I am still drinking some of that Jai or High Lie.
Jai or High Lie?
Yeah, High Lie APA.
Oh.
IPA. Yeah.
And that's not the one from Aldi. That's just High Lie.
Yeah, it's from Cigar City Brewing.
They're like highlighters, like the magazine.
Yeah, well, it's that weird game where you have the little like sickle-looking thing that beams the balls.
Right. Yes, you talked about that. Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah, you can like kill someone with that shit.
Yeah, I think it has the record for like the fastest projectile from like in a sport or something.
Yeah, no, I get the hell out of the way of that.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, all right.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay, Mike. So, your favorite part of the podcast. What is this week's amazing dad joke?
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand, though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh, though. Dad jokes.
All right, Matt. You're going to like this one. Maybe you will.
Only if it cheers me up, Mike. Because you know I'm still down in the gutter. I'm still a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Or I'm obsessed with pussy. Same thing.
Right.
Too far. I'm sorry.
Too far. Why don't apes ever use their phones?
Ooh, sweet. It's topical. Yes. Why don't they ever use their phones? No, they have opposable thumbs. Is it because it makes them go bananas?
No, that's pretty good, though. Because they're afraid of guerrilla warfare.
Ah. Okay. Because the Gorilla Glass, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think mine was better.
Yeah, yours might have been better.
Everybody loves bananas.
They do.
Okay, Mike. Now, my favorite part of the whole podcast, if we can get it done, and I'm sure you got it done on this one because you're kind of the man. But, Mike, how does Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. So, this one, it wasn't the main cast I was able to find, but I was able to find the one of the art directors, Carlo Cristini. He worked on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So, there we go.
Do you think we're ever going to get a sequel to that movie?
Yeah, probably. It did well.
I thought it did well. I enjoyed it. A lot of people hated on it, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I think we will. I think we'll get a sequel to that. I don't know when, but I think we will.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Wolverine Deadpool, but I mean, that shit's amazing.
Yeah, we're going to see how that goes in the theater. I think Disney's like crossing their fingers.
Yeah, that's what's going to save the MCU is Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, or Deadpool 3. I think they're just calling it Deadpool Wolverine. They're not calling it Deadpool 3. But yeah, it's basically the end of the trilogy of Deadpool films. At least that's what the rumor is right now. But we'll see. I think it's going to make gangbusters, and Ryan Reynolds is going to be fucked playing Deadpool for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is the hype machine is gonna start going crazy, and he's just gonna make another $1 billion company or whatever and sell it off.
I know, right? God, dude, must be lucky. Must be nice to see. But again, it takes money to make money, right? So he didn't invent aviation gin. He just bought into it and made it big. He didn't invent Mint Mobile. He just bought into it and then made it big. So, Mike, we need to buy into stuff and then make it big.
All right. Well, what we need to do is find out what Ryan Reynolds is buying and then just have him make it big. That's the easier strategy. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I like that. That works for me. So, okay, Mike, we are now in the spoiler section of the podcast. I don't know. Go for it. Start spoiling Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
All right, Matt. I thought one of the things I kind of liked about this was when they kind of picked up a human, for lack of a better word, like kind of got a hitchhiker human who was hungry. The human was taught to not speak because the people that are left mostly have lost their ability to speak. But it seems like that evolution has changed again, and they're learning how to speak and all that. So it was interesting to see that in the movie. I thought that was a kind of an interesting way of approaching working with, talking apes.
Well, this is how I kind of understand it, is you have our main human character, May. She comes from a place that's basically underground where people have been hiding out forever. And so they kept teaching and learning and talking throughout all these years. Everyone that's on the earth has basically turned feral. And so they're humans, yes, but they're feral. They're more like feral cats or dogs or anything like that. But she is a human that hasn't experienced that. And I think William H. Macy's character is possibly the same way. But he doesn't really talk about coming from the underground at all. Neither does she. But massive spoiler at the end, that's how they end the film, is she rolls up to one of these sites and gives them what essentially is a hard drive.
Yeah. No, she does. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were trying to allude to, but I thought it was kind of a cool strategy.
Yeah, no, it works. Yeah, and Mike, here's this question. Do you think this is the first in a new trilogy? Because clearly they left it very open-ended, and they're probably going to get humans more involved from here on out. Does it seem like they're going back and redoing like the last trilogy instead of just letting it be like the actual Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? They're like, oh, well, we're going to bring humans back and we're going to have like another war?
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like that, but I think they're just kind of trying to see. I think the last few of the series have been really pretty good, and I think they're just dipping their toe in the water again to see, hey, you guys still want some more of this? If you do, we'll make it. If you don't, that's cool. Like, it's already done fairly well. I think they're pleased with how it's performing so far.
Okay. Well, like, I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers.
Yeah.
Did you look at the numbers, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, I read them. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head right now, but
I assume it's number one, right?
Yes, it was number one. Let me see if I can look it up silently while we ponder about all kinds of things. Okay, so it made 58.4, which is pretty good. It's actually really good. And then the Fall Guy, our favorite, the second movie made 13.7. So last week I think it made 28.
Wow, so it hasn't even caught up to the 58 million that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes made.
No,
Wow, that's just sad, dude. Honestly, that's sad because Fall Guy, in my opinion, is a much better film than this. Much, much better film.
Yeah, no, Fall Guy was great, man. It's a whole package. It's entertaining, good story, great actors. But you know what I was reading about that a little bit. I mean, we keep talking about Fall Guy, but it's depressing because they were considering Fall Guy the opening of summer, and then they're like, "Look, we got Emily Blunt, we got oh no, I'm forgetting his name.
You can do it, Mike. I believe in you.
Ryan Gosling.
There you go.
Yeah, so we got Just Ken, and we've got Emily Blunt from Oppenheimer. So it's like Barbenheimer's back, but they're together, and nothing. And they were saying that these are great actors and they're stars, but they're not. They don't bring people to the box office. Like, remember when we grew up watching a lot of Will Smith movies,
Yes.
like Independence Day and Men in Black. Those movies brought people to the box office. Like, so they're like, Will Smith will give you like, I think he made like $20 million on a couple of those movies back then. And it was because he brought people to the movie theater.
But Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes doesn't have any big names, but it still was bigger than Fall Guy.
For sure. Yeah. But I think that there's a lot of fans of the new Planet of the Apes series, I guess. I don't know, man.
Well, people just like the idea of Planet of the Apes. At least that's what I've discussed and heard on the radio. You know, several people on the radio I was on with and stuff. But the thing that bothers me about this whole thing, Mike, is Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes. We don't need to call it a remake, but it has name recognition. Everybody knows what Planet of the Apes is. Fall Guy has no name recognition. It's not a remake. It's kind of a remake, but not. It's original idea to a degree, in my opinion, compared to something like this. And the people don't go and see it. So you wonder why they keep remaking all this shit, such as what we're going to get to experience later on this year, The Crow. Original ideas people are not going to. Now, I'm real interested in our film that we're going to review next week, but we're not going to talk about that yet because we still have some time to chat about Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes.
Right. Well, the film we're reviewing next week is an original idea.
Correct.
But anyway, I don't know, man. I don't know how you get people to the theater. Maybe it's just promotion wasn't good. Maybe it's too early for a summer movie that's not a Marvel movie that can't just bring people. Like, you know, there's lots of graduation stuff going on. There's Mother's Day. There's all that stuff, like, you know, Memorial Day weekend. That's
summer
the weekend.
Blockbuster weekend. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know, man. Maybe it's just too early. So we'll see. Maybe it has legs, Matt. Maybe it'll stay number 2 for like all summer. That would be okay.
I'd be okay with that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I honestly, dude, I really liked it. I think I'll probably buy it when it comes out.
Yeah,
I really
it was great,
enjoyed it.
man.
It's so much fun. But
I don't know, dude.
we
All
need
right,
to talk about Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes. But I mean, it's hard not to compare them because that one's so much better and this one just wasn't. I mean, honestly, dude, this movie was boring. I'm sorry, but it was boring. Like, I liked the bird stuff and I liked the intros and I liked the world and I liked them climbing up these skyscrapers, which we later on find out is like LA. And I liked like the abandoned building stuff. I thought all that shit was cool. I liked trying to figure out what this is. Oh, it used to be a baseball stadium. Stuff like that. That shit was cool. You have the end part where, I guess it's the end part where they get to the ocean and he finds his people and he's trying to get them out and you get Proximus Caesar. We get our villain finally. Up to that point, like, it was just kind of a slog. It was just boring. And then they introduce a human character and then the story kind of pivots and it's her story now. Why can't you just keep it the story of the apes? What was wrong with that? It was fine. It wasn't incredible, but then they take this hard right turn and now it's the story of the human.
That's true. It didn't stay focused. It should have just stayed focused.
Yeah. I liked the stuff at the end. I wish there was more of it. I wish there was more about, it's almost like this cult, where Proximus Caesar is in charge and making people try and open this vault and all this other stuff. And then they open it up and they basically have no fucking clue on what to do with any of it, Then it floods, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting seeing Proximus Caesar studying all of these different Roman empires and stuff. Ooh, this is fascinating.
I thought that was great because it shows you that he's not only a charismatic villain, but he's also trying to become an intellectual villain and know his enemy more, which is very smart. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know William H. Macy was in this. He has a very little part, but that was interesting that he was in there.
Well, yeah, he was basically Proximus Caesar's human bitch, I guess. He read stories, he read books because the apes don't know how to read, and surprisingly, he knew how. He fixed those basically monkey
cattle
prods. Yeah, they're like cattle prods,
things.
but they use them on monkeys. So he made those. That shit was pretty cool.
Ape prods.
Ape prods. Sorry, ape prods. I apologize for all the monkey listeners out there.
That's right, man. You better.
But I don't know, Mike. Do you think that the reason why I didn't connect with this as well as other films is that it was apes? I connected with Cars. Cars is a movie all about cars. Maybe I just found it boring, man. It was just a boring movie. And you did too, because you're yawning like a mofo.
There are definitely times where it was kind of boring, and it was slow. But there was some exposition, so I think it should have been shorter. It should have been closer to the 2-hour range. But there were some neat shots in there. The special effects. The water fight. Oh, dude, crazy, so awesome. But
yeah, that was good. That was really good. Yeah, the special effects were good. The fighting was good, but I like the beginning. I like the bird stuff. I like the introducing us to the world and introducing all that stuff in there. But the journey was boring as shit. Other than my favorite character, Rocca, that dude was awesome. I was sad when they killed him off. He was great.
Yeah, no, he was cool.
And then the end was good, but so cut out the journey. But again, that's where Rocca is. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. So it's not a bad movie, Matt. I think we're at the point where I'm going to ask you, what do you give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Are you sure you want to know this, Mike?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I give it 2 out of 5 reels.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 reels, but I'm sure you saw that coming a little bit.
No, actually I didn't. I figured you were at least, half a reel above me, if not more. So,
yeah. So, I liked it for the most part. It's just a little bit long, and there could have been some better ways of doing some of the story stuff. But it wasn't a bad quest movie, and like we said over and over, the CGI is amazing. If you love CGI or want to see what it can be, this is almost, the apes really do seem real. The line, I don't know, in a lot of things you're oh, that's so CGI, it looks so fake. I was this time it's it doesn't look fake.
No, it looked real. The whole thing looked insanely real, including the birds, including everything.
Yeah.
You were even talking about the ash and stuff. It was wild.
Yeah. And it's day and night. It's not just the night scenes where it's dark. It was very, very good CGI.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Mike. Do you think people who saw the first trilogy or people who love Planet of the Apes, this is a not miss for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you saw the first trilogy, this is just more along the same lines, and it's, yeah, I don't think I would miss it.
Yeah, go see in the theaters is what Mike's saying. I'm saying show up to the theater, buy a ticket for Fall Guy, and go watch that.
Okay.
I'm such a dick. Anyways, Mike, all right, next week, I'm excited about this film. I saw this trailer. It is a kid's movie, so I just got to remember to keep 200 yards away from any children, and I will be fine. But Mike... There, I got his reaction. He laughed.
Wow.
Nobody saw it, but Mike laughed.
Wow. Okay.
But anyways, next week it's John Krasinski's original, written, directed by him, starring Steve Carell and Ryan Reynolds. Hence the reason why we were talking about Ryan Reynolds a little bit earlier. This is not the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool movie, but honestly, I am really excited for this. I think it looks really fun and goofy, and I hope it's a feel-good movie and can help pull me out of my breakup funk. There, I said it, what I'm doing, or what someone did to me. Damn it. But yes, my breakup funk, I really want this to be fun, and it's only an hour and 44 minutes. It comes out on Thursday. I'm stoked. I think it's going to be fantastic.
So I'm looking forward to it because John Krasinski's came out with A Quiet Place. I think he's got some new ideas. I think he's trying to breathe in some of this original movie making stuff. Just like my boy Jordan Peele, like there's just some original ideas,
well,
like coming out there.
And you have to have a name that's recognizable to be able to do original ideas, which is sad, but at least they're getting it done.
They are, yeah, they're getting it done, and we have the prequel, or I don't know, Day Zero, A Quiet Place is coming out.
Yeah, I think it's Day Zero or Day One or something like that. A Quiet Place Day One or something. But dude, if like the cast on this movie next week, is insane. Like John Krasinski, Ryan Reynolds, Steve Carell, Louis Gossett Jr., Matt Damon, Jon Stewart, Sebastian Maniscalco, Richard Jenkins, Bobby Moynihan, Awkwafina, Sam Rockwell, Maya Rudolph, Emily Blunt, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I mean, it is absolutely insane the level of actors that he got for this film.
Yeah, no, he's a big-time star. If he calls up, I think they're like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then Ryan Reynolds can get the other ones. So, like, they probably just tag-teamed him and are like, look, you got to be in this. I don't care what you're doing.
But it has to have something in it for this many people to be like, yes, let's do it. It has to be fun. There has to be something in this script because, they all read it. There's something that made them go, yes, this is going to be a good one. So I'm excited for it, Mike. I'm really excited for it. So anyways, I'll stop talking and I'll let you take us out so you can go to bed.
Well, you can make it a double feature. You can watch The Fall Guy, watch Emily Blunt, which is John Krasinski's wife. And then you could watch John Krasinski's movie, If, right? So that could be a double feature, right? And then she's also in If, because, he does that. So I think that'd be great.
So what would you call it? Fall If or If Guy? If Guy.
I think If Guy.
If Guy. Let's coin that, Mike. We're coining that term, If Guy. Go out to the theaters and If Guy it.
Yeah, double feature, If and Fall Guy. If Guy. All right.
Love it.
All right, now I'm going to take us out of here. So thanks for listening, everybody. And make sure to follow us on the socials, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I'll just apologize again for just being a Fall Guy podcast, but we really like that movie, so go watch that movie. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Furry Cookies, episode 63, The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Hi, Matt. Is it a lovely evening there?
No, I'm miserable, and you know that.
Hey, the weather could be good.
The weather's nice. It's actually quite warm. It's like 75 inside my house, which is hot to me.
Ooh, nice. Oh,
I'm gonna
heavens. Come on. Be tough. Eat steak. That is
Wow.
not hot. That
Wow.
is comfy. Anyway.
I'm gonna turn on the AC.
Oh, oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, you may need to sleep. That might help too. Anyway,
So, Ma,
yes.
you want to talk about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Ma
Yeah,
Hinshaw, episode number 63. Ready,
right.
set, go. Talk. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Question. Why are
Hmm?
why are your cookies fuzzy? Is it because they've been rotting and they have mold
Yeah,
on them?
that's it. They've sat there and they got mold on them and they're
Or did you
furry.
make monkey cookies, as
That's
in you made
it.
cookies out of monkeys?
No, no, not out of monkeys. I made monkey cookies. That's it.
Okay.
There was a lot of fur in this movie, folks. I mean, if any of the apes had six-pack abs, you wouldn't know it because it's all covered with fur. Except for one shot that I saw of one ape where they didn't get the legs covered in fur and you could just see the tights underneath, which was kind of weird. But anyway, yes, this was a good movie. I won't say it was earth-shakingly great, but I only saw the two of the three trilogies, so I can't really judge that much. I did like the trilogies. I thought those both two, one and two, were very good. This one was long and well, beautiful, beautiful cinematography or I don't know, CGI, I don't know what it is, but that was beautiful when they were the mountains and when they were climbing up to get eggs out of the eagle's nest. I guess it was an eagle. Were they eagles or were
Yeah,
they?
those are golden eagles.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Anyway, that was really cool. The mountains were cool. They were beautiful. And the birds, that was really neat too. But I just really I was very confused. Even though I watched two of the trilogy, this was way long after that, I gather. And I just, had a hard time following. But basically, they're I don't know what you call it, but where they lived and everything got burned down.
Yeah, their
And
village.
yeah, but what's that tall thing that they all climbed around
A
and all that?
tree.
It wasn't a tree, it was a built kind of thing. But anyway, it burned down. So then
A
onward
tree
they went.
house.
Yeah, treehouse. That sounds good. Anyway, well, monkeys would like that.
Well, they're
And
apes.
I know they're okay. I must correct myself. They are apes. Okay. Anyway.
I know. I call them monkeys too. I know. I suck.
Okay. Anyway, so then they start on their trek and they uh, meet this girl and her name's May. I can't remember the name of the actress. She was very good and very pretty. I kind of said,
Her
well,
name is Freya Allan.
Freya. That's I knew it started with an F, but I didn't want to go too far there. Anyway, yeah, Freya was very good. And you wonder, well, what the heck is she, there for? And, and she joined the group that was, trying to find a new kingdom, I gather. And that was very good, but it was long. And I will say one shot where it looks like the cinematographer it almost looked like an Andrew Wyeth painting where she was kind of running through the grasses and everything, and there's this big field of grass. It was beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. But anyway, and I really had a hard time with the how things connected together.
Like, what do you mean?
And well, like um when they finally get to that geez, I don't know if it was a what was it, like a dam or something like that? Was it a dam?
Are you talking at the end with the
Yeah.
ocean and stuff? Yeah, I mean they dammed it so they could try and get access to that little vault thing.
Yeah, well, anyhow, I kind of got confused after that somewhat, and then she had that, was it a motherboard or something? I don't know what they call that.
It was a hard drive is what I think it is.
Hard drive they found and all, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't, my mind didn't grab hold of it terribly much, but that's okay. So now they're trying to communicate with where? Other planets, I guess.
I don't know. That's why there'll probably be 2 more movies.
Oh, there you go. So it leaves you with a question mark of, what's going to happen next?
Well, yeah, and they
So-
can make more movies and make more money because, Mom, this movie's already doing laps around Fall Guy, and Fall Guy was a much better film.
No, you're kidding.
Nobody's going to see Fall Guy. Everybody's going to see this.
Oh, no. That's Fall Guy was awesome.
Yeah, Mike and I talked more about Fall Guy than we did this movie.
Oh, yeah, well, that's like I say, this one is okay. We're going through the woods, the jungles, the whatever, It just didn't really, I did like how it ended with the eagles kind of saving the day, but I just, I don't know. It just wasn't that thrilling to me. But the trouble is, I'm not a Planet of the Apes aficionado, and maybe that's why the ones that are liked it. I don't know.
Just not like apes? Are you apist?
No, I'm not real nuts about hairy guys, so I can't. But no, I have nothing against apes, really. I don't. But I just, I don't know. The story was very long, just kept going on, and I don't know. So that's my view, and I'm sticking to it.
No nudity?
Well, they were all nude but covered in fur, so, what the heck.
Well,
Nope,
so
no
basically
nudity.
you're saying the apes were not anatomically correct?
What? I think they were correct, but
You didn't see no genitals, but they're nude the whole time.
That's true, and I did question that. I even asked your dad, did you see any genitalia? And he said no. No, I thought maybe my vision was bad, but it wasn't. That's true. They weren't totally correct, but okay, that's all right. I can deal with that. And the fact that they spoke was kind of another thing where I thought they'd do more, but they didn't do a whole lot. They pretty well talked,
Can you do that again? I'm not
No.
sure what you said.
Heck no, I'm not. I refuse. Anyway,
How did it go?
no, I'm not doing it. Stop that. Anyway.
All right.
know.
Well, Mom, how many fuzzy cookies do you give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Well, I gave it 3.5 because, like I say, I wasn't all that great. It was okay, but it wasn't terribly exciting in my view. Probably everybody else that went and saw it thinks it was earth-shakingly great, but not me.
I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, Lisa, I'm not sure if Lisa and Scott went and saw it or not. I'm going to ask her tomorrow on the radio, so that'll be fun.
Good. Yeah. I don't know. Fall Guy, yeah, I would go see that in a minute. That was really awesome and fun and crazy. I mean, there was, they climbed a lot of stuff but not, not hair raising like the Fall Guy. No. Mm-mm. So that's my view of that movie. And if they wanted to go, maybe they'll love it. I don't know. So that's all I have to say, folks. Okay.
So what about next week's movie? What are we watching next week?
Oh, next week's movie, we're watching If.
Okay. And what's If?
I'm not sure. I know that I don't know if they're toys of kids or if
No, they're
they're
imaginary friends. That's what IF stands for.
imaginary friends. That's what I was wondering. Because, in the trailer, there's a great big blue dude.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
an imaginary friend.
the kid didn't have that kind of a stuffy. I'm into stuffies. My kids all, you had stuffies. Everyone had stuffies.
Jesus. How dare you expose such things on the public audio
You
waves?
had a purple musical cow that was really cool and you loved it until its neck broke. So don't go there.
Well, yeah, because I love ribeyes.
Oh, that's why you like the cow. Okay. But yeah. Oh, good. Well, that clarifies things. They're imaginary friends that somehow they're supposed to save, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
If you want, I could tell you.
Oh, go ahead.
A young girl who goes through a difficult experience begins to see everyone's imaginary friends who have been left behind as their real life friends have grown up.
Oh, now I got it. Okay.
Stars Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Steve Carell, Louis Gossett Jr., Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It stars everybody.
Everybody.
There's so many people in there.
Reynolds. Wow, there's some. Oh my gracious goodness. Yeah. Well, I will be really interested in seeing this. And Mike Talent can even maybe take his kids. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if he's going to or not, but I told him he could. I don't know if he's going to because he probably won't watch the movie then.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be watching them. That's true. I want more popcorn, Daddy. Or I have to go potty, Daddy. That's true.
Mom, his younger one is still very young, and she'll be running around like Booger.
Uh-oh, yeah, no. No, don't go to that movie then. Wait till it comes on, one of the television. No, whatever. One of them. Okay.
So, anyways, are you done? You want me to end this, Jazz?
Please do end this. Okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone, again for listening to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies. Next week, we're talking about the kids' movie, rated PG, If, directed by John Krasinski, written by John Krasinski, and starring Ryan Reynolds. So, again, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to listen to Ma on Fridays with Lisa Live, 103.5, KYCA. I almost said say KQ&A. It's not KQ&A. KYCA. If you live in Prescott, or you can listen on the internets as well. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we will chat with you next week.
Bye.